Hey guys, and welcome to Ask Allie, your place for life advice with a metaphysical twist. Ask Allie is the longest running spiritual podcast on iTunes. I've been helping people there since 2005. You can catch the podcast on, iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, True FM, Google Play, along with watching it on YouTube. And there's Sarah. Today is Monday, February 5th, 2018. I want to thank you for tuning in and giving me a listen to. If you'd like to get a reading, find out more about me, or support the podcast, I'll put the information below in the show's notes. And don't forget, if you like this episode, please rate it. I am still working on the 777 Institute. It's coming along pretty well. Since I'm doing all the web design, it tends to go a bit slower than I would like. But if you would like to be a student coming up on the 777 Institute, please visit the site and put your name in the box right there. I'll let you know when we're open for accepting students. And if you'd like to be an instructor, please send me an email to info@777institute.com and I will send you out an information packet. My screenplay, The Chitterbox Express, which is all about driving school bus and the very interesting yet crazy things that happen to us as bus drivers. I entered it into a contest, the People's Pilot, and while it did not place in the contest, I did win the International Production Award, which means the script, I will get a little bit of money, and the script will be optioned, which means that's the first step into getting it someplace other than my computer. So I am very, 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 very happy about this. It's taken me a while to option anything, but now that I'm finally on that track too, I'm, pat myself on the back. It is a good news, and it is a good way for me to start a Monday. Another good way for me to start a Monday is to do this, the Ask Allie podcast, for you guys. And we're going to go ahead and go on this week's overview, if Sarah allows me to. This week's overview, of course, I am again using the Sacred Traveler deck by Denise Lynn. And let's see what's coming up for everybody. Now keep in mind, this is an overview, which means not every single part of this reading will pertain to every single person who is listening to this podcast. Okay? Generalized overview. Let's hope it's a good generalized overview. I like good stuff. I think we all could use some good. I decided to do this podcast before I watched this current episode of This Is Us that went last night opposite the Super Bowl, because I know I'm going to cry. So I thought it would be a good idea to do this first before I cry watching This Is Us. Yes, I am one of them. I can't help myself. All right, first card. Let's pick one. All right, we got one. We have card 2 and 3 just kind of popped on out. All righty then. That's a winner. I love this deck. Obviously, since I've been using it every week for a while now. I will eventually get another deck. I just don't know when. So, what do we got here? Interesting. I don't think we've ever had any of these before, which is good. Now, the first one here, guys, is Gates of Triumph. Success expands in your life. And I guess Zena there agrees. So this is good, guys. Gates of Triumph. So some of us will be getting some good news. Okay, some of us will finally have a door open. And that's wonderful. Like me. I finally got a door open, which is very exciting to me personally. So success expands in your life. Not success. Never mind. Next one is the Wandering Path. The Wandering Path is all about enjoy the journey. A lot of times we look at the end game, and that's what we get real excited about, instead of taking note of the path that we're on. The journey should be more important to us than the end game. Although for most of us, the end game is more important than the journey. Now, with me starting off with this option for my screenplay, it's going to be a long journey. And it is going to be a wandering path. It's going to probably go kind of slow and meander. but I have to enjoy the meandering, because without the meandering, I can never get to the end game. Sound right? And guys, our last card here, we have narrow pathway. Tread thoughtfully. So as we are enjoying our gates of triumph this week, and going down our wandering path, we have to remember that the wandering path is a narrow pathway and to tread thoughtfully. So with each step we take down the wandering path, we have to enjoy the journey, but we also have to think. We have to think before we take that step. Take a step, think about it, take a step, think about it. It doesn't say dwell on the steps, okay? It says tread thoughtfully. You think about things as you're treading the path. Again, I'll repeat. It does not mean run things through your head over and over and over and over again. And I guess Zeta would agree with this one as well. Okay, that's enough commentary. Thank you. Thank you, Zeta. She's on a roll, isn't she? Goodness. All right. So this is pretty good, guys. Gates of Triumph, Wandering Path, Narrow Pathway. If you would like to know what these cards look like, Google is your best friend. Or you can watch yours truly on YouTube when I hold up the pictures somewhere around, hold up the cards, starting around the 5-minute mark till about 6:40. And you'll be good to go. All right? All right. Moving on. Hopefully, she's still going. I was hoping we'd have a reprieve. No such luck. But the topic this week, I thought about this topic when I am working on my spiritual entrepreneur course. For those who would like to start a business that's spiritually related. It could be healing or doing tarot cards or numerology or runes or feng shui, something of that nature. So I'm putting together a course. And in it, I was writing about it and how I was thinking back to the 777 Institute, that it is a safe place to learn and grow spiritually at the 777 Institute, which is what I'm writing the spiritual entrepreneur class for. Okay? Got all that? And I thought, you know, when I was starting out on my journey as a teen, and then when I hit my 30s, took another jump, I had no support. So that's why the topic I'm doing today is 3 steps to going off the beaten path with little support. When something catches your eye that is not within the norm of your day-to-day life and not within the norm of what your family or your friends or your coworkers talk about or discuss, you're going off the beaten path. You are not following the tried and true going forward. And when you go off the beaten path, when you go off the beaten path of the tried and true, it can be scary, especially when you do not have anyone around you that can support you with your journey. Soul growth and learning about soul growth and stepping into your gifts and using them can be kind of daunting if you don't have somebody around you to say, hey, good job, or hey, you're not crazy, or hey, give this a shot. So I don't know what that's like. Again, from my teens and then in my 30s, the only time I've started having actual support for who I am and what I do is when I hit my 40s and I got divorced. That's when I started getting support. So out of all the years I have been doing this, and I've been helping others with my gifts since I was a teenager, it took all the way till I got to 40. 2 marriages, lots of friends have gone by the wayside to get me to where I am. And it scared the hell out of me. I'm a Taurus. I like comfort. I like to have my friends around. That's who I am. So it was scary. So what can you do? What are 3 steps you can do to go off the beaten path and learn about topics that are not popular within your group, within your current group and current environment. First of all and foremost, this is very, very important. Do not feel guilty. As an ex-Catholic, I'm very informed about the guilt. Guilt comes very easily to Catholics if they've gone off the beaten path and doing something not within the confines of the church. So it's very easy to feel guilty. It's very easy when, say, your parents or your spouse or your best friends or your girlfriend or your boyfriend do not agree with things that you find interesting, and they do not agree with things you want to explore. And they could tell you as much, or hint at it by their actions and their words. And if you're going off the beaten path, if you're going to go try something that they don't agree with, there is a good chance you will feel guilty. Do not feel guilty. And I know it's easier said than done, but you have to tell yourself, if say tarot cards interest me, but my family says they are the instrument of the devil, but I want to pursue them. My interest in tarot cards, or whatever that blank would be for you, would not come about if I wasn't supposed to explore it. She is really opinionated today. So do not feel guilty. 2, do research on whatever it is you want to explore. A lot of times you can do research without anybody else knowing about it. You can do it on computers in the library. You can do it on your phone. You can do it on your computer if you have your own computer. You can get books, Kindle books, and download it to your phone or to your iPad or whatever, and read from there without a whole lot of other people knowing exactly what you're doing. Now, I know this is off topic, but this is why Kindle books that are erotica sell so well as a Kindle version, because people can download them and read them, and nobody knows they're reading them unless they share them. Same goes for books on a spiritual nature or any other type of book you want to look at. If you download it to your Kindle and you have your own account, nobody's going to know that you've downloaded it and you're reading it and exploring and doing research. Okay? That's number 2. Now, I just heard somewhere that someone's going to say, well, if you're doing research and you're not telling anybody you're doing research and you're going in behind your back, aren't you going to feel guilty about that? The guilt factor may come up with that. Again, go back to number 1. Do not feel guilty. You are not doing anything wrong. Okay? Number 3, reach out to like-minded people. Now, this is the wonderful thing about Facebook. Facebook, there are plenty of groups on Facebook that deal with different spiritual topics for you to join that are safe havens. They should be safe havens. There are trolls in every single group out there on Facebook. It's hard to find a page or a group where there isn't any trolls. But find a place with like-minded people, like my Ask Allie group for this podcast on Facebook. Like-minded people, it's a safe space. It is possible to belong to groups and to pages on Facebook without anybody else knowing about it. The way I do this is my Facebook page is marked for friends only. Okay, friends only. So only those who I'm already friends with get to see my page, or get to see who I am connected to. The groups that I join, or the pages that I join, a lot of them are sent to private, so other people cannot see what I'm joining. So there are ways for you to reach out to like-minded people, like on Facebook, and not allowing the people who are not agreeing with you, or at least allowing you to explore without their 2 cents, they will not know you're looking at another group, another Facebook group. Does that make sense? I'm trying to, I have it running into my head about 90 miles an hour, and I'm trying to slow it down and pick out the pieces I want to tell you about. My brain does go about 90 miles an hour all the time. And I have a hard time slowing it down so that I can pick out the pieces that I want for you guys, or for anybody else for that matter. Now, as you're going along, will somebody find out you're exploring something that they don't want you to explore? Eventually, everything always comes out. It does. You can't keep things secret forever. No secret lasts forever. Ever. When someone finds out you're doing something they don't like. Now, if you are a teen and you're living in your household with your parents and they find out you're doing this and you're under their roof, you got to follow their rules, etc., it is more difficult to be able to do this because you are under their roof and you do have to follow their rules as long as you live there. But I would hope that some parents will give some leeway and allow you to learn. If you are married and your spouse finds out, or you're living with somebody and your partner finds out that you are exploring something they're not comfortable with, you have to stand your ground as an adult and say, hey, this is what interests me. You just now found out about it. I'm not bringing what interests me over to you. You can stay in your own little world if you want to, but I wish to expand mine. And if they give you an ultimatum, say, well, if you don't like it, then you make a choice. I know it's harsh, but let me tell you something. As people age, we should be growing. Our souls should be growing. And as our souls grow, we change interests. We find new things, and old things fall away. And people who were with us with those old things, they fall away. New people show up. If there's somebody around you who will not allow your soul to grow and will not allow you to explore, think about the next 20 to 30 years you're with this person. And is that a place you really want to be? Do you want another adult telling you what you can or cannot do? I know it's easier said than done. Again, I've been through 2 marriages. Neither marriage liked my interest in off the beaten path ever. And, oh well. My interest and my love for exploring and growing outweighed them. But that's me, personally. Yeah? Yeah. Okay, guys. If you have any questions, join us at the Ask Allie group on Facebook. I have to approve you in order to get in, but just send a request and I will. Or if you would like to send me an email, you can go to outofbodyecstasy or allietheist.com, and I have little forms there. Just fill out that form and send me a question and about this subject, and I will try to answer it to the best of my knowledge. Okay, so here we are at the end. Thank you for joining me at Ask Allie. If you like this episode, please rate it and tell your friends. The more people who listen, hopefully the more people I can help have their aha moments. Join me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, and you can find this at AskAlliePodcast.com or at outofbodyecstasy.com. You guys have yourself a wonderful week, and I will catch you next Monday. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.